Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I do have a little story time for you guys. Before we get started, thank you to everyone that is subscribed and thank you for our conversations that we're having in the comments. Please keep it going because like I said, every video is like I'm talking to myself. Y'all, it's funny how right when I start making a video, these people go outside to take a smoke break. Like, it's really the smoking. It's the smoking that annoys me. Like, smoking should be illegal at this point. Smoking cigarettes should really be illegal. Why are people still doing that? Hopefully they'll be quiet. Just smoke and be quiet. But if you hear them, sorry. Anyways, if you're subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you're in training, tell your other trainees, like, okay, tap in, tune in, and listen to these videos because this is all here to help you guys. You know, I wish somebody was making videos and was as realistic about the job as I am so that I can be well informed about what I'm getting myself into, because a lot of the other girls and men are just, you know, having a good old time in all these fun places and doing one turn a day, late show times, long overnights. And I'm like, child, that hasn't happened and I've been here for over a year and a half. Not a year and a half, a year and some change. We're approaching the halfway mark. And I'm just like, that's not what is given. So I'm here to let you know exactly what is going on. And if you take that as it's all negative, honey, it's a job. It's not going to be all 100% the best thing in the world. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoy this video and you enjoy the content. And if you do, please thumbs up. Like, it's the least you can do. Okay? I'm taking time out of my day to make these videos for y'all, to give y'all what's been going on. I actually have to work later on today. I don't even like making videos before work because that's taken away from my social battery. Like, listen, by the time I wake up, social battery already be at 90%. So, and I have 3 legs today. I know that third leg, I'm gonna put my mask on. I already know. Like, I already know. Yeah, when you have a very social job, you gotta reserve that energy for work, okay? Because nobody wants an attitude, nobody wants to see that. Passengers don't, they can feel that energy like you don't want to be here, or the energy that you're not in the mood to talk. So that's why I really try to reserve my energy for work so that I can be sociable and upbeat and X, Y, and Z. Anyways, enough of the backstory. Let's get right into the story time. So, being late. Mind you, this is the first time I've ever been late, okay? Ever. With this job. This is the first time. Like, let me not act like I've never been late in my life. I'm not a person that comes late to professional things. So, if it's unprofessional, you know, like a party, the party start at 10, child, I'm not coming till 11:30, 11:45, and I'm leaving at 1. Like, I'm calling an Uber at 1. But if it's professional things, I do come early because I don't like to be in a rush, and I like to like allow a grace period for, you know, traffic or, you know, traffic, gotta change clothes, gotta get something to eat. So that's just me. I like to have ample enough time to just walk in. I don't like to rush anywhere. So this is what happened. This was on like a Monday. It was a Monday and I had a report time of like 8:45. Yeah, it was like 8:45 a.m. Okay, so I get up. I'm already tired. I'm not a morning person. I've been evolving more into a morning person by forcing myself to get up. I like put my phone in the kitchen so when the alarm goes off, I have to physically walk all the way into the kitchen and turn it off. And by that point, you're not about to turn it off and get back into bed. Or at least I don't do that. I just go ahead and get up. Now I'll let it go off for like a full minute. but then I'm like, okay, I'm tired of hearing it. Pepper be looking at me like, get up, because I'm tired of hearing it too. So get up, turn the alarm off, and then I just start my day. So get up 6:30, I'm moving in slow motion, but I'm like, okay, it's now 7:30. I'm like, all right, it's time to go to work. I go to work, and mind you, it's Monday morning. Y'all, it's traffic. It's so much traffic. I have like the GPS, it's like automatic, and it shows me like, okay, normally it takes 25 minutes to get to work. It was saying like 36 minutes. And then the time kept inching up. And then I have like maybe 5 lights before I actually get like on the highway to get to work. Red light special. I'm making every single red light. Time is just going up, up, up. It's traffic. I was just like, oh my God, like I'm about to be late. So in my head, I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm about to be a little bit late, but hopefully, you know, I can finesse it. I'm like, push comes to shove, I'ma just say, because we normally like leave out of E gates. So this trip that I was on was leaving out of B gates. So I was gonna say, oh my God, I didn't know that we switched gates. That was gonna be my little backstory. So I had to take the train stopped, like when in doubt, blame the train, okay? Blame the SkyTrain if you have one. If you don't have a SkyTrain, you are so L. But I was like, the lie is gonna be the SkyTrain, not because you was playing around in traffic. So, sorry guys, if I'm shivering, it seems like I'm shivering, it's because it's a little cold in here, but we gotta push through the video. Anyways, what happened? So I get to work and I'm in the security area. I think we're already past, I think it's like 8, it has to be like 8:45 at this point. No, it's past 8:45. It's like 8:50. It might be 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock at this point, and I'm just now at the TSA, and I got random. I was like, bruh, not random now, and I'm already late. Like, I don't have time for this. But I'm like, you know what? Don't get antsy, because it's like, the more antsy that you get and the more frustrated you get, more things will happen. It's just a ripple effect. So I was just like, calm down. Like, you're gonna get there. You're about to go through, and then you'll be there quickly. Like, just relax. So I'm telling myself to relax, go through TSA, and I'm putting my stuff on the conveyor belt, right? As I'm putting my stuff through, my phone start ringing. I look, it's my supervisor. I'm like, oh, not the supervisor calling me. I was like, am I that late? So it was going through. So I technically could not answer my phone because it was going through the security thing. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just play it off and act like I didn't get the call, because I'm literally like 3-4 minutes away from the gate at this point. So I'm like, I'm gonna just book it, and then when I get there, I'm gonna call her back and be like, oh hey, like, what's up? I'm at the gate. Sorry, I missed your call. My phone was in my bag. You know, some little BS. So she, mind you, she let the call go all the way through. You know, the 5-6 rings. You know how sometimes you just do 3 rings and you're like, okay, they're not answering. No, she let it go all the way through and left a voicemail. So I was like, okay. I was like, hurry up, put your shoes on and stuff. I'm getting ready to walk like out of TSA into like the gates area. And as I put my bags together, child, why she called me again? She called me again, and she's letting it ring, like, you know, continue to ring. You know when somebody, they want you to answer the phone. I'm like, all right, the gig is up. Let me just answer the phone. Like, so I answered the phone. I was like, hey, and she was like, hey, like, we just wanted to know, where are you? And I was like, oh, I'm literally like 2 minutes away from the gate. I'm walking up right now. Da 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 da. She was like, okay. that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, I'm almost there. I'll be there and like ready to work ASAP. And she was like, okay, cool. So click, get off the phone with her. For real, I was like 45 seconds away from the gate. Like, I was walking fast and the gate wasn't like super far down. So got to the gate, everybody looking like they waiting on me, passengers, gate agent, they all looking like. I'm like, hey y'all. You know that meme where that girl's like, hey, like, yeah, everybody's waiting on me. The time for boarding, it says like 0 minutes. Literally, the plane can't go nowhere until everyone, the pilot, the first officer, and both flight attendants, or all flight attendants, whatever airline you're working with, is on board. So because I wasn't there, the show cannot go on. So I was like, okay, I'm here. Hey y'all, you know, cheese, whatever. They were still cool. Like, everybody was still cool about it. Like, the gate agent was cool. She wasn't asking no questions, but I mean, she's not my boss anyway. Like, it don't matter. By the grace of God, my actual supervisor wasn't there, because I would have been, had I not been through security and actually been at the wrong gate, and I said I was going to be there in a minute or two, then that would have been a lie. If I really wasn't there in a minute or two, because then it's like, well, girl, I'm here waiting on you. Where you at? So thankfully, I was really there in 45 seconds. I get on board. As soon as I put my stuff up, we start boarding. We board everybody up. Everything's fine. I'm relaxed. And then we breathe. Then we take off. Okay, so we take off. I'm basically like, dang, I'm about to get written up. Can't believe this is about to happen. X, Y, and Z. Like, but here's the thing. I did not get written up. I didn't get in trouble. And the reason why is because the plane was supposed to leave, like close the door to depart. I want to say like maybe 9:40, 9:42. If the plane still closes on time, then you're not going to get in trouble. However, if I was to be so late that now our departure time is now delayed, then the late arrival or the late departure would fall on me. Then I would thus get a write-up. But because we closed the door still on time, then I was good to go. Now, the main reason why we closed the door on time still is because we only had about 20 passengers. So it wasn't like a super full flight and wheelchairs and babies and blind people. So it wasn't a whole bunch of things going on to where we needed the full boarding time. So that really helped me. However, even though I was able to slide by, that was just that day, that was just that morning. It was really the traffic that threw me off and made me late, and I didn't account for that, so that's why I was late. So that's why I'm telling you, if you have an AM report time and it's a weekday, honey, like, make room for morning traffic, because that was in my early days of having AM shift, and I wasn't used to AM traffic while going to work, because I was used to working PM shift, and I would be going to work around 1 or 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and it's not like no traffic compared to the morning. So that was hectic. Like, getting a call from your supervisor is never fun. That raised my anxiety. I was like, oh my God. But she was really just calling to see if I was safe. Now, I will say, like, this is not the job to be late. Like, I've been here for over a year and I've only been late that one time. You don't need to find yourself always being late or always skating by, because people, not even people, but like your supervisors are taking note of that. And it's actually your performance on being on time is being noted. So for my supervisor to call me, it was more so, okay, she's never been late and she's been here for over a year, so maybe it's something going on. It might be a medical issue, X, Y, and Z. Versus you don't want your supervisor, oh, she always late. I know she late today, so let me call her and find out where she's at. Like, you don't want, unless you and the supervisor are friends personally, you don't want your supervisor to know your name or know that you be late, because that means you're headed out the door very soon. Like, no. My supervisors do not know me, like, personally, and they would have to look up my stuff in the system because I don't see them. I'm not pulled in their office for anything. Like, I do my job. So don't find yourself always, if you go into the office a lot, are you having talks with the supervisor about you not doing your job, honey, you're on your way out. It's definitely a red flag, because that's really the only interaction I've had with my supervisor in a year. Like, that's a long time. What else? Now, there was a time where I was working with another flight attendant and she was late and it delayed boarding. But we also had a full flight, so she actually did get written up for that. And it's not necessarily a write-up, it's that they have to report why the plane was late. So of course, the gate agent is gonna cover it themselves and say, well, it wasn't me. I was gonna start on time, but I was waiting on Bob, Sally, and Billie Jean to get on board. And that's why I shouldn't get fired, because I was waiting on them. So then it turns to you, like, why were you late? And then you have to have a valid excuse, or sometimes some people say, oh, I was on board, she must have didn't see me. But then we have these things that we have to scan on board to say that we're on board. So make sure you always scan those on board codes as soon as you get on the flight. Because if you don't, and let's say you do get pulled into the office as to why you were late, you don't have anything to back you up. It's basically hearsay. So it's like, you need to have that code. If you scanned it and it has it logs the time that you scanned it, then it's like, okay, you actually were there. The gate agent didn't see you because she wasn't standing at the gate, and it falls back on her. There's various situations. It's not always because the people weren't on board. You can have mechanical errors. You can have, I don't know, the plane that we are gonna take off is coming in late. So many different errors, like we need more fuel, so we're waiting. So it's multiple reasons why the flight can be delayed, but you just don't want it to be on you, because if it's on you, girl, you're not gonna be at this job for long, because timeliness is the most important thing. But they will always ask you what happened if you're late. If the plane takes off late, they're gonna send everyone on board, like the staff. So me, the other flight attendant, and the pilot and the first officer, they're gonna send us all a message and say like, oh, this plane was delayed because of the code flight attendant late. From there, they're like, if anyone would like to explain what happened, like, you're welcome to. But typically I don't explain nothing, because I know it don't have nothing to do with me, so I just keep it pushing. But yeah, y'all don't want to be in that situation where you're late. Do not be late. Have a grace period for yourself. Don't find yourself rushing or being on CP time. Like, it's not worth it. This job is very much about timeliness. If you find yourself like, oh, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, like, no, that's not, because it adds up, and you are still you're not being watched like right then and there, but like you have a report that tells them, okay, they've been late this many times. What else did I want to tell you guys? Now, before you leave, which I started doing this more often, is that I will check to see what gate I'm gonna be at, and I will check to see if the plane that I'm supposed to take out is coming in late. So I check that pretty much the hour before I'm about to leave, the hour before my report time. So I'm always checking that to make sure, because I've had times where let's say the report time was 10, and then I checked it at 9:30, what time the flight is supposed to take off, and the flight gets delayed 2 hours. So instead of me reporting at 10 and sitting at the airport for 2 hours, I'm able to sit at home for 2 hours and then go to work. Now, that's if you know for sure it's gonna be delayed. Something that's a big gap like that, I feel like you're good. But if it's like 15 minutes, you need to just go to work, because anything can happen. They can honestly just put the whole flight on a different plane, or the delay, let's say the delay is a mechanical error and they're estimating it can be an hour, and then they fix it within 30 minutes. So that's really like a gamble on if you want to check it in advance. Now, I've done that before and it's worked, but that was also during the winter time where we had the snow and things like that. So I knew that the delay was not gonna jump back to the original depart time. But you do have to take into account of that you may be sitting in the airport. So you want to make use of your time, bring a book, watch my videos, make use of your downtime while you're waiting for the plane to board, or while you're in between those sits. But yeah, that's all I got about the CP time. Do not recommend, girl. If you are late, if you're habitually late, if you find yourself never on time, this is not the job for you. Find something else, because no, that was tense. That definitely raised my anxiety. I was like, oh my God, I'm late. Every time the time on my GPS kept going up, I was like, cut the music. I just stopped listening to music. I was like, what's going on? Am I about to get fired today? I cannot believe the traffic, every red light. I was on edge. I was really on edge. Don't put yourself in that position if you are someone that gets anxiety like that. Have ample time to get to work, okay? That's all I got for you guys in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, in the comments, talk to me in the comments. Let's chat. And also, if you've been late before, let us know what happened. What was tea? I've only been late one time. If you've been late multiple times and you were able to finesse it, let us know. For the people who like to be late and like to skate by. I don't have no tips on being late, honey. I really don't. I mean, blame the SkyTrain, but how many times can you blame the SkyTrain, So if you got tips for people, let them know in the comments. Besides that, just don't be late, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.